What is up? Welcome into Driving the Line on Demand Sunday edition. My name is Alan Bell. We've got a great show lined up for you today. Quick, get you in, get you out and about for your wonderful, glorious Sunday here. We thank you so much for tuning in. And before we jump to today's picks, as always, let's take a look at how we did on Saturday here. All right, baseball. 2 out of 3 here. Texas A&M, Tennessee over 10.5. Got it. A&M first 7, team total over 3.5. Got it. We did not get the Tennessee race to 5 runs. And anybody that, played the kind of taking a shot there on extra innings, obviously didn't get that one. We'll get more into college baseball here in a minute, but shout out to Texas A&M. That was a stud performance that they had in game 1. Basically a flawless game. They are a phenomenal squad and now are 1 win away from winning the national championship. All right, Big Chuck, Charles Michelle. 2 out of 2, my man, crushing again. Columbus Sporting KC over 3. Got that one. And then the Euros first half parlay at -115. Got that one too. Coach going 1-1-1 there in the PGA Tour. Wyndham Clark, round 3. Got it over Kurt Kitayama. Our man there, Rafael Esparza. Tough one there on Belgium, Romania, both teams to score, but gets the race at Churchill Downs, the Chicago Stakes, race 7, $40 win place on number 3. Vafa, I still haven't figured out if I'm pronouncing that correctly or not. So, Vafa, if you're out there listening at the stables, I apologize on that if I got it wrong. And then our man Soupy, 1 out of 2, gets the Yankees team total over 4.5 at -110. But does not get the Orioles Astros first 5 under 3.5. All right, jumping into Sunday here, and I'll pull myself on the screen. These are the home run odds, and we had a good day on Saturday with the home run odds. I think we had 3 out of 5 hit, maybe 4. I think it was 3. But Sunday, look at these numbers. Kyle Schwarber plus 125. When do you ever see it that low? And his teammate Bryce Harper at plus 175. So apparently, the books feel like these 2 dogs are going yard there in Philly. Early game, I believe it is at 11:30 a.m. Eastern. Jose Ramirez plus 350. Jaime Candelario plus 375 and Pete Alonso plus 500. Look, I'm just going to take Schwartz. Like plus 125. There's a reason for it. I'm going to ride it. I mean, they've had good matchups. We saw Saturday the runs they put up against Arizona. I think they do it too, but I think you've got some options here. Pete Alonso, Sunday, Grimace. Go get it. The big polar bear. All right, I'm going to go with Schwarbs on this one here. All right, let's get into our picks for Sunday. Let me pull it back full screen so that you can see. Big Chuck, Charles Michelle is on Switzerland, Germany. Both teams to score at -125. And then a Euros first half parlay, -110. Switzerland, Germany over half a goal in the first half. Scotland, Hungary, first half over half of a goal as well. Those 2 legs in that parlay pays out total -110. Then our man John Super with Soupy going Twins, A's over 8 at -118. And then Gunnar Henderson of the Orioles over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs at -105. All right, now moving on to Sunday's NASCAR race, the USA Today 301 at lovely New Hampshire Motor Speedway. Our man, Big Trent Wade. These are the picks that he has. Daniel Suarez, -130 over Todd Gilliland. Josh Berry, -125 over Kyle Busch. The top Chevy, Kyle Larson at +140. Kyle Larson, top 5 finish at -120. Top 10 parlay, -105. Ryan Blaney and Brad Keselowski. And then outright winners here. And you'll notice the units on the right. Christopher Bell, +400 outright winner at 0.25 of a unit. Martin Truex Jr. +500 outright winner, 0.20 units. Kyle Larson +600 outright winner, 0.20 units. Ryan Blaney +750 outright winner, 0.20 units. And then Joey Logano +850 outright winner, excuse me, at 0.15 units there. So those all add up to 1 full unit. That's how he plays it. That's how he gets down and attacks the board intelligently. Okay, so that is NASCAR. Let's go to college baseball, and I'll pull myself on the screen here and read these out. So, like I said, all right, we get the over 10.5. What about the weather? Did that not play out exactly how we thought that it would be? We get Texas A&M first 7, team total over 3.5. Obviously, we lose the Tennessee race to 5 runs. And then anybody that took a shot there on the extra innings, tough one, man. We actually had a well, not decent shot, but like we had something possible. There could be a little miracle, but it did not happen. And again, let me say this, and I'll put myself on full screen here. Like, look, Tennessee, dude, but credit to Texas A&M. That was, I mean, just a stud performance. I mean, first off, the first hitter of the game, all right, going yard, right? That's how you set the tone. And then they hit the ball all day long. They found the spots, they attacked, they were aggressive, and they played error-free baseball in the field and excellent performances. I mean, from pitching all around. You tell me who did better. They both did a great job there. So I want to make sure anyone that is a Texas A&M fan, anybody that bet on Texas A&M, Charles, man, in the chat, like, dude, well done, man. You called that. Well done on that one. And then anybody took A&M plus 1.5. Going with the over, I think it was like 12 and a half. Because we were worried about that number. We wanted something that could hit and also, would hedge a little bit. Well done. You ended up hitting both of them. So great job there. All right. So I'm going to pull the picks back here on the screen and let me explain these. And also let me say that we will be live at 1:30 p.m. Eastern today, Sunday. All right. 30 minutes before game 2. All right. We'll be live right here. You'll see the show on there. I'll tweet the link out and all of that. And we'll have more picks. I'm filming this at 3:42 a.m. Eastern on Sunday morning. So I do not have props. Like I only have run line, total, and money line. All right. So we'll have more 30 minutes before. Like I said, 1:30 p.m. Eastern right here. Driving the line. We'll go live, break down it all. But let me explain the picks that we have so far. Okay. Excuse me. So Texas A&M plus 1.5 at plus 120. I mean, I think it's just a good bet, right? Like, I mean, Texas A&M going for the win here. They are on a roll, dude. This team is playing great, obviously. Game 1 doesn't always lead to the same in game 2, but I'm going to ride A&M plus 1.5 at plus 120, meaning Tennessee could win the game. And if A&M loses by 1, still win. All right, and at plus money. All right, number 2, Tennessee, Texas A&M over 10.5 at minus 120. Now, here's the deal. Like I said, I'm recording this at 3:40. Well, now 3:43 a.m. Eastern. This line's going to go, the total. It's going to go to 11. Could even go to 11.5. That's as high as I would play it. So if you get it at 11, cool. If you get it at 11.5, not the same number. I would shop around, try to find it 10.5 or 11. But again, don't hate it there. So yeah, I'm gonna roll with the 10.5 because that's what I've got right now. But yeah, if I'm riding with you, if you get at 11 there, yeah, same deal. All right, now draw the proverbial line, same as we did with the extra innings bet, and let me explain why. Tennessee to win the series at plus 110. You can find this under futures. All right, it's available right now. Just got it at DraftKings. Let me explain 2 reasons why I'm going to play this. So we've got A&M up there at plus 1.5. I'm going to bet this while it's at plus money at plus 110. Excuse me, because of this reason. Well, actually 2 reasons. Number 1, if Tennessee wins game 2 and it goes to game 3, like you see the money line price for Tennessee right now, it's going to be minus 200 something. This is essentially like getting ahead of it for game 3 that you then get Tennessee money line at plus 110. See what I'm saying? Like you took the risk in game 2 because obviously if A&M wins, this bet loses. But if Tennessee wins game 2, now instead of minus 200 on Tennessee money line in game 3, you've got it at plus 110. Here's the other thing. If Tennessee wins game 2, like we said, money line, just say minus 200. Okay. You're going to have a cash out on this bet before the game. The book will pay you to get rid of this bet. So it's kind of like an investment. It's risky. It's certainly risky, right? Like there's risk, but those are the 2 reasons why. All right. It effectively becomes a game 3 money line at plus money for Tennessee, or you could take the money and run and cash that thing out for the game because trust me, like not every book, but There will be books that will pay you to not have that entire bet right there. So that's why I'm playing it. Now, again, if it's something like same deal as we had on game one, and like that's why I didn't put it up there because I know most people didn't play it and understood, right? Like I'm just putting up options here of different ways to think and look at some of these games. So I'm not putting it on like, hey, you have to bet this. It's just if you're out there and you're saying, you know what, like I'm kind of down to take a little risk. Like I understand I could lose a unit or half a unit, whatever you put on it, right? But you're wanting something to take that shot. That's what you do. All right. So you've got those two options. So that's where we sit with the picks. Okay. Again, we will have more 1:30 p.m. Eastern Sunday, 30 minutes before first pitch. Because props just aren't out right now as of filming. So this is what I have, but lock these in and then we'll talk about it. All right. Postseason total. Excuse me. We are 44-26. Solid. Okay. Now let's get into this a little bit and we'll save most of the breakdown for the live show at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. But I want to touch on this so that you have this and you have all the information leading up to that show. And why in the hell would I hide it from you? You know what I mean? So here's what the weather that we have for Sunday in game two. All right. Game one. All right. We saw it. All right. 70% humidity, wind blowing out, first at bat. Right. Like the tough part was that Tennessee and even Texas A&M couldn't get enough balls in the air to get it out in right. But yeah, man. Now, here's the deal. So I'll pull this full screen so that everybody can see. Sunday game two. It's not opposite because it's not blowing in. All right, but instead of it being 10 to 15 degrees coming from the northwest, we have 5 miles per hour off in the south. So it's light wind already. It's going to be blowing out in left field. So the wind has gone completely the opposite somewhat direction there, right? So it's not blowing in, but it's not going to be blowing out. And the humidity, think about, so it's going to be a 20% difference from what we had on Saturday. Now, I don't say that to scare you. I'm playing the over, right? Team's going to hit. Like there's not going to be anything like impeding people hitting bombs, okay? Like it's not, facing just a brick wall of wind. It's just different. It's lighter. It's not going to play as much of a factor for hitters, if that makes sense. When you couple that with 45% humidity, just not much there. But we don't have the wind directly coming in at us, so we don't have to fight that, right? So I'll take this. It's not perfect, but when is anything in life perfect? You know what I mean? Like we got it Saturday. We got our over. We're not going to be greedy, all right? But this is pretty fair. Like I'll take that. I'll take that in a fight all day long. Give me a fair fight. All right. Outfielders can't cheat up. The ball's not going to die. They're not going to take away every hit right over the infield. Like this is a standard fair fight. I'm good with that. I can deal with that. And now, instead of it being, left-handed hitters that are pull going to right or, hitting oppo for a right-handed hitter, right-handed hitters pulling the ball. Yeah, you're going to see it left field. Left fielder is going to play way back, way back. Watch, pay attention to not only home runs and fly balls that go out, but pay attention to base hits, right? Over third base, over shortstop. All of them are going to play, like all the outfielders, left field, center field, right field, like they'll play back. Left field might be even deeper because there could be some moonshots that go off the wall. So just pay attention to that when you might see the left fielder on both teams, 2, 3, 4 steps behind center field. And that could open up a lot of pull hits for right hitters. So that's what we pay attention to. Again, it's not a detriment, right? It's a fair fight. I deal with that. Like we can deal with that. That's fair. Like I'll take that. We don't have to fight it. It's just not going to play as large of a factor as it did on Saturday. Okay, so Here are the stats, and I'll pull this back up screen. And I'm just gonna kind of just take a quick look here at the next two slides. We'll talk way more about it at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. But take a look. A&M now 4-0 batting average. This is all just in the College World Series. Batting average goes up about 20 points. Tennessee about stays the same. Runs per game. Now, I mean, again, like these stats don't mean the world, right? Like I just want to give you kind of the look of like where these teams are their last four games. Okay. And these are just, obviously the averages. All right. So the big thing, both teams hit 2 home runs. Walks, they're both pretty fair, not many. Look at strikeouts. A&M struck out 11 times at the plate. Tennessee struck out 17 times. 17 times. Okay. And let me pull myself back on screen here for just a second because I will tell you what to watch for with Tennessee at the plate. First pitch strikes. Massive problem. A&M figured out that Tennessee was not going to swing on the first pitch. So they would just literally throw 82 right down the middle, knowing that Tennessee wouldn't swing. So what that does is that now makes strikeouts, instead of needing 3 strikes for a strikeout, really only need 2. And then what happened after that first pitch strike? Which, I mean, again, credit A&M pitching. Like, they're phenomenal. Like, and Prager, I mean, this dude just fires strikes. Like, he just does not throw balls. His accuracy is incredible. And he's an incredible pitcher. But, yeah, I mean, Tennessee was facing an 0-1 count almost the entire game. And what would happen on pitch 2? They'd foul it off. Now you're facing an 0-2 count. It's just statistically in the history of baseball, college, major league, whatever, little league, hitting with 2 strikes consistently, successfully, it's brutal enough in baseball, right? If you are 30% in baseball, you are a Hall of Famer. That's how hard that this sport is. Tennessee, watch the first pitch in their at-bats. I'm not saying that they're all going to swing because, there is some gamesmanship about, driving pitch counts up. We talk about that, getting starting pitchers out. That's certainly there, but you cannot have, like, that's what happens when you just give strikes away. You have 17 strikeouts, right? It was 9-5. Like, I mean, yeah, A&M was up the entire game and dominated, but like, dude, you cut that number in half, like, win that game. You know what I mean? So pay attention to that. We'll talk more about it at 1:30 p.m. Eastern, but I just wanted to hit on those stats here real quick, and then I'll give these as well for anybody that will be looking at props. And I'll pull this full screen as well as we get closer to the game or live betting, right? Look at it, man. A&M scores in the first inning. Look at that third inning. All right. 5 runs. Now they've scored 6 total in the College World Series in the third inning. Like, these are all the runs in the 4 games that each team has played. But again, we spoke about it. Like, A&M always has that one inning where they go off. They always have it, man. Like, they don't necessarily score in every inning. Like, you see through 4 games, College World Series, Tennessee scored at least a run in every inning. But A&M, man, like that's what they do. Like, they will attack a weakness and attack it strong. It's like a shark bite, dude. Like, it's lethal. It's lethal. There's a reason why this team is 4-0. Because they don't hit you for 1 run, they hit you for 5. Like, they'll make it hurt. So A&M scored 23 runs total in the College World Series. Tennessee has scored 30. But yeah, I'm not going to go through. We'll talk more about it, like I said, at 1:30 p.m. Eastern. But I just want to put this up so that you have the data, in case you're looking at your own bets, etc., thinking about, which way that you want to play it, whether it's, first inning, yes or no, in terms of runs, first 3, first 5, first 7, team totals, all that, and live as well. Like, keep this with you. You know what I mean? So just want to get that up, but we will talk way more about that as we get closer to the game. So, like I said, all right, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. Again, we will be live today, Sunday, 1:30 p.m. Eastern, 30 minutes before Game 2 of the College World Series. And understand that it's now an elimination game for Tennessee. And, the backs are against the wall. Like, pay attention to the pitching. They have to stay alive. If they, Drew Beam will be starting for Tennessee today. Dude, those hard as hell. But if A&M gets to him, there's all kinds of options. We'll talk more about it, but starters are in play as well. There's all kinds of things that are going to go on. So, anyways, we'll talk 1:30 p.m. Eastern right here at Driving the Line. But until then, everybody, best of luck. Cash these tickets. I'll see you here in just a little bit. Thanks.